Developing Awareness series continued. The spiritually awakening individual quickly realizes the importance of self-observation. For one to gain a deeper understanding of what they truly are in essence, they must first become actively vigilant of their own internal activity or what is taking place within them spiritually, mentally, emotionally, energetically, etc. In order to do this, the individual must gradually develop the fundamental ability of bringing their immediate awareness to a place of inner observation, meaning that they bring their attention within themselves so they may observe the endless flow of thoughts, thought entities, and influences that come into their heads regularly. In doing so, they can begin to understand and assess how these thoughts tie into their emotions and behavior, and eventually learning to do so from a neutral point of view without bias, simply taking in their own nature, as if from an outside perspective. While in this state of inner observation, it is important to simply observe these inner thoughts and impulses that arise and to not actually act on them, as one of the main purposes of this technique is to become aware of when reactive self takes over without us knowing it, and makes us take action that we will likely regret afterwards, or that will be generally unbeneficial for us. Developing this ability will help us identify the various inner archetypal aspects that make up our entirety, which manifest through us on a daily basis in the form of thoughts, emotions, habits, addictions, etc. Writing down one's thoughts and experiences is a crucial tool in strengthening an individual's self-observation skills, whether they be significant thoughts and interactions that clearly stick out or even seemingly random ones. All experiences, internal and external, are relevant to one degree or the other, and by recording them, we can reflect upon them later and gain a better understanding of their significance. For instance, just like all else that we know in this life, conditions and habits such as depression, addiction, overeating, etc., inevitably hail from spiritual origins, and each have associated thought entities and non-physical forces which feed off of, encourage, and sustain these various phenomena, very literally animating their reflective behavior and impulses. By bringing our awareness to this place of inner observation, we can learn to become aware of when these entities become active and attempt to trigger the various conditions of which they are the cause. We begin to recognize their patterns of manifestation. To provide an example, the individual with depression who is applying this technique may notice that just before a negative spell, a thought popped into their heads that was associated with self-doubt or self-hate, which triggered this depressive mood. When these thought entities take hold and encourage our awareness towards a negative resonance, it creates the perfect conditions for them to manifest through us, which is why it is important to simply observe the trigger attempt and to not act on it or give it enough attention that it overrides your self-control. Navigating the trials and tribulations of daily life, especially in today's world, can certainly be a trying journey, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally. However, it is important to not let life's many influences, both seen and unseen, keep us from being fully aware of and getting the most out of every situation. Throughout our daily lives, when emotions arise, whether it be anger, sadness, lust, or any other, one must learn to sit with this risen emotion for a moment before letting it immediately dictate our next move. Do not speak, do not act. Simply observe the risen energy and view it as if it were separate from you, from your truest nature, for you, your I am, or your divine nature, are that which channels these energies and emotions, along with their associated thoughts, habits, and actions. We are not these emotions themselves per se, but a vessel or conduit of them. Take your awareness to a place of inner observation. Being able to sit with our emotions momentarily allows an individual to thoroughly contemplate the consequences and potential outcomes which would come as a result of immediately acting upon the risen emotion. With this brief pause and contemplation comes an internal opportunity to channel this energy into a more productive and mutually beneficial course of action, or even to simply contain one's outbursts, so as to preserve that energy for a better use than conflict, whether internal or external. Gradually becoming aware of these internal factors which regularly influence our behavior and conduct can indeed be quite the intense process. One which requires genuine dedication, patience, and constant, active effort towards one's own growth and spiritual development. This is a crucial aspect to the process of alchemical transmutation and will undoubtedly yield a higher quality of life and awareness. Much love. Written by Gage Timothy Krebs Ramirez.